Hi there, I'm Chantal, and this is Truth in the Making. Welcome back. It's been a while since I've put out a video, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I thought I'd do a year in review, what I knit or crocheted in 2025, or what I should have finished in 2025. It's more of a confession. That's the word I was looking for. A confession. I promised you that I would give you truth. Being a creative person is not always a linear thing. And we'll see that in just a few minutes. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you things that I started either in 2024, 2025, had plans to finish them, and did not. So now I'm debating whether or not to finish them in 2026 or if I'm going to frog them. I'm also going to talk a little bit about what I've already started in 2026 and what some of my goals are in knitting and crochet for this year. Some of you may have similar goals, or I'd love to hear what your goals are for this year. You know, a new year, you try and do something a little bit better. Sometimes we're successful and sometimes we're not, but there's quite a few people on YouTube that I find inspiration with, and Nitty Natty is one of them. I've never seen someone so disciplined and so organized when it comes to planning and working through a project. So she's my inspiration. I'm not going to be able to attain Nitty Natty status, no, but she's inspired me to be a little more structured in how I approach my projects. Okay, so enough babble. Let's have a look at what I started and never finished, and now trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I had a goal to make my mother-in-law a cardigan. She often asks, you know, for a cardigan because she's chilly, and so I started with using Lion brand Thick and Quick. I don't know, it's their Woolies, that's the one. And I decided I would make a cocoon, but my mother-in-law is not a tall person, so I kind of modified the length, but it didn't work. I ended up getting more of a what do you call those things? Where it's just like your shoulders are covered, and it doesn't have a lot of drape. I mean, I should have known better because it's so thick. So I'm definitely going to be frogging this and using the yarn for something else, because that did not work. Shrug, that's the word I was looking for, shrug. If you are of the same kind of age bracket that I'm in, and you're part of the menopause group, you know what I'm talking about with the brain that just can't remember anything. So I apologize ahead of time. And it is a thing, folks. Those of you who are younger, get ready. Anyways, shrug, no go. So I got frustrated with that and then decided, well, I was just going to make a pieced cardigan. Very simple, rectangle back, 2 rectangles for the front, rectangle for the arms, and with like some ribbing maybe around the wrists. And so I got started, and I think, you know, it was coming along. There's an end there. That's the inside. But you know, no real pattern to it. I was using the herringbone stitch, I think, or half double crochet. I think it's half double crochet. Anyways, I lost steam. How many of you lose steam through a project? This one I lost steam. So I did the back, and I started one of the front panels. And again, you know, do I frog this or do I kind of push through and finish it? I don't know. I'm still debating that one. Thoughts? Please share. Okay. This other one I started in 2024, I think. Let me see if I can just show you the picture. It's also a cardigan. It's called the Heaven Cardigan by Olana, handmade. It seemed fairly simple. This is a knit, not a crochet pattern. And those of you who have listened to me before probably already know this, but those of you who don't, I learned to knit when I was maybe 8 years old, and it didn't stick. I decided 3 years ago I was going to start knitting, and my first project I told myself was going to be a pair of socks. So it took me 9 months, but I was bound and determined to make that pair of socks. Now I started and stopped and changed needle sizes and changed different types of yarns. And anyways, I found a pattern online. Actually, it's a video. I'll see if I can find it for you. DK weight, no, worsted weight yarn. And she took you through step by step through the process, and it was great. Once I got that first pair done, I think I made 3 more after that. So then my next goal was to make myself a sweater. Well, here we are, year 2, starting year 3, still no sweater. So this is the cardigan that I was going to make. I'm sorry, I still haven't figured out how to like edit my videos very, professional looking with inserted pictures and stuff. I'll get there. That's my goal this year. Anyways, so right now, this is what I have done. I have it on a cord there to save it. So, I have the raglan increases happening. It's top down. I'm doing the sleeves. It's coming. But why did I put it down? Probably because I ran into something. That's my modus operandi. I start, I'm so juiced to get this going, and I start and I've got all sorts of energy and I can do this. And then I run into something that I don't know how to do, or it's getting too complicated, and I have no one like in my circle of friends or family who knit or crochet to be able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm stuck. Can I come over? Can you show me? Anyways, and I live in a fairly rural area, and there's no knitting groups. Like I have to travel an hour and a bit to get to a knitting group. So anyways, I guess the solution would be for me to try and start one. Anyways, so this one, I really want to finish this one. So it's going to be in my rotation. I don't know when it'll get done, but that's probably going to be, I don't know, I need to follow Nitty Natty's example, and I need to kind of make myself a list of priorities. And you'll see I've started stuff already this year that are taking priority over the stuff that's unfinished, but I'm still going to get to that one for sure. Another one that I started, and I didn't get very far, so it wouldn't break my heart if I frogged this one. It's in fact, I think I took it off the needles already. Yeah, I did. And I started doing something else with the yarn. And I have no clue what I started doing. So this is my problem. Oh, this is so discouraging. Anyways, so I started, it's the Cinema Sweater by Kutova Kika. I really like her stuff. She makes beautiful things, far too intricate for me to tackle at this point. But the Cinema Sweater, I felt I could do it. It's, boxy, top down, raglan. It has a fold over collar, and you'll see like I got to the point where I put in that one row of is it a knit or a purl stitch, so that it makes it easier to fold over. Anyways, that's as far as I got. I have beautiful yarn. That's my problem. I love yarn. Love it. So I ended up selecting Knitting for Olive, Cotton Merino, and I don't know what the colorway is here. Oh, it's called Purple Elephant. And I paired it with, I'm allergic to mohair, so I can't use mohair at all. I just touch it and I start sneezing and getting stuffy. So I'm using it's Kama Rose Stangra, and it's like it's a Surrey 54% baby alpaca, 36 tencel, 10% marine wool. I don't know what that is. Do you guys know what that is? Anyways, so typically I use like a suri. Another lady that I follow, I think she's in Germany. Homespun. I'll have to look her up. She sells her own line of yarn. She dyes her yarn, and she has a base that is a brushed merino, which I'd love to order, but it's a little on the pricey side. But someday. Anyways, my cinema sweater. I don't know. I've got the yarn for it. Maybe that's, I'll just set it aside, and if something else inspires me to use the yarn, then maybe I'll do that. Now, when I started running into troubles in finishing sorry for the noise of the bins, finishing the cardigan, I said, okay, I'll make something simpler. I will make a pullover. So I started this pullover, like a vest. You guys know what I mean by that, right? So this one, I got to about here, right around the underarm part, and stopped. Again, why? I don't know. Probably because, again, it got to a point where I didn't understand what I was supposed to do. The yarn I'm using is a combination. This was an ice yarn that I bought years ago. Years and years and years ago. Look how gorgeous that is. The colors were beautiful. And it's hand-dyed merino. It's 100% superwash merino, of course. Super soft, superwash merino. It is super soft. And the colors are gorgeous. And then I paired it with this El Cilio 89 superfine alpaca and 11% nylon. I got it like it was a steal. There are 579 yards in 100 grams, and I paid $6.99 for it. So anyways, I paired it with that yarn because I thought, like, it's super soft and squishy, and I'm like, why did I stop? And the big problem that I have, and this is one of the things that I want to work on this year, is I'm horrible at taking notes. I'll start a pattern, I won't write anything down. So then when I set it aside, because either I've hit a road bump or for whatever reason, and then when I'm like, okay, I can do this, I'm going to get back to it, I'm lost. I'm completely lost. Sometimes, I'll mark where I'm at on the pattern, and I do like tick marks for the number of rows that I've done and stuff, but I really have to start writing things down, like, in sentences to explain where I'm at and what I'm doing. And maybe I do need to journal the fact that, okay, I'm stopping because I'm stuck. That's the big thing that I'm going to do. Leslie Friend, a friend to knit with, is someone else that I listen to, and her daughter was on one of her episodes, I think in December, and her daughter was sharing how she'll take a pattern and print it out and break it up into sections, and she tapes it or glues it into a notebook, and so that she can write notes all over. So I actually started doing that, and so I put the sections of the pattern on one side, and I leave the other side blank so that I can write notes and draw arrows, and so that I have a better idea of what it is that I'm doing. So there's a pullover, started, not finished. I'll stick to pullovers. I'll show you another pullover. This one is a petite knit pattern. It's called the Holiday Slipover. So I started that one, and again, didn't get very far. This one looks really small though. Like, this does not look like it would fit me at all. So that's going to be a frog. I started with Queensland Kathmandu Aran. It's a merino and silk and cashmere tweed. Again, I don't skimp on my yarn. And I paired it with alpaca silk drops. It's a brushed alpaca. So I was hoping it would, but I think because the gauge is so big that it doesn't necessarily, like, I mean, it does change the color a little bit, but I was hoping that it would be nicer. I don't know, I'm not crazy about it, and that might be a reason why I stopped. So I'll frog this. So that's a frog. 2 frogs. This one, however, I really want to finish this, but I might change the pattern of sweater because, again, I didn't get very far, but I really love the yarn. I bought the yarn on a trip to Prince Edward Island from, oh, I just love it, it's so squishy, from a what do you call those? A yarn farm? It's not a yarn farm. A woolen mill called Fleece and Harmony. They put out a video every other week. I love them. They're so funny. They make me laugh. So I had an opportunity to visit them a couple of summers ago and bought some yarn, and I really wanted to make a sweater out of it. So I started making one. Again, I end up doing top down, end up doing the collar, and I started the raglan increases. These are they kind of like bring the ribbing down into the raglan increases. It's quite pretty. But I don't think I picked the right size. So I may frog and start over just so that I get it right. And I got these cute little needle stoppers when I was there, little foxes. So that needs to be started over. So those are the things that, like, I started 24, 25, and there they are. Now, 2026 comes along, and what do? I start new stuff. Yes. I think I started this one in late 2025. It's also a cardigan, but it's really cute. And it's made with Drops Air. I love Drops Air. Okay, so this is the back. And I finished a front panel. Oh, that's the bottom. I finished a front panel. So I just have another front panel and the sleeves to do. So really, if I just hunker down, and it's a quick crochet stitch. It's 2-row repeat, I think. Super easy. What's the name of the pattern here? Just so you have an idea of what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. And it's like little bow ties to keep it shut. I'll see if I can find the, oh, look how cute. It's from Stitchberry. Nothing important here. So there you go. Look how cute that is. So I have to finish that because I absolutely adore it. And I told my daughter I would give it to her, and I was then going to make myself one in a kind of heathered gray, also out of Drops Air. So I have to finish that. Have to. My daughter is expecting. So exciting. So I decided I was going to make a blanket for when baby comes to grandma's. So I started this and like super excited. Away we go. It's really big, eh? It's getting heavy. So when I'm working with a big hook and it's heavy, then I get all, in French we have an expression, moumoune. Oh, it's too hard. It's too much work. Anyways, I think the solution is for me to set myself up at a table to help me not get so tired while I'm crocheting. But this one shouldn't be difficult. I have the rest of this ball and one more. I could get this done before Valentine's Day if I hunker down. So that's my goal. The other thing that I started over the summer, so I guess this is a 2025 start as well, is I went and got myself one of the Caron anniversary cakes, but the ones that are like just like a solid color. My daughter's rubbing off on me. I really am enjoying the really bright, you know, yellow, orange. Like they're so warm. So it's basically a, do they call it chevron patterns? Anyway, so I got to finish that. That one's for us, for our living room. Not a real priority. So baby blanket is priority number 2. Priority number 1 is what I have in my basket. So if my daughter's watching, turn the video off. So this is so cute. This is a blanket for car seat. So it's a car seat blanket. So it hasn't been blocked yet. This is just the center part. And it has a border, and the little border is like a few rows of single crochet, and then you add kind of like a scalloped border, kind of like a petaled border. Very, very sweet. So that, I just finished tucking in all my ends this morning, so I'm going to keep working on that because that's the first thing I want to finish. It's by Daisy Farm Crafts, Daisy Farm Crafts. And like the little square itself is a yarn inspiration. I think it's a free pattern for the square itself. Anyways, so that's priority number 1. Priority number 2, the other baby blanket. Priority number 3, the cardigan. But I really, 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 really want to make a sweater. So there was a night where I couldn't sleep, and all I kept thinking about is making a sweater. Which sweater did I want to make? And everyone keeps going on and on and on about the ranunculus and how it's like a nice knit. It's an easy knit. And I'm thinking, Chantal, you're not an experienced knitter. This would not be an easy knit for you. But hey, I cast it on anyways. 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. I guess that's my knitting priority. The ones that I've shown you are all crochet. This will be my knitting priority. I'm making it out of this, I think it's called Debbie Bliss. It's very soft. It's a cotton. It's quite thick though. And I started, those of you who have done knit a ranunculus know that the ribbing at the neck is a twisted knit rib. And I'm like, bah, I'll just do a regular knit purl 1x1 rib. And I'm looking at it and it's looking sloppy. And I'm like, here you go again, taking a shortcut. You're gonna get frustrated. You're not gonna like it. So I undid it and I did the twisted rib, and it's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So I'm not going to take any shortcuts for this one. I'm going to, if I have to drive an hour to this cute little knitting shop where the ladies are lovely, and sit down on a Tuesday night and go, okay, help me, I'm stuck. I'm finishing this one. You are my witness. I'm finishing this one. I don't know how long it's going to take me, probably till like March or April, but I'm finishing this one. Okay? Anyways, that's what I've been up to. Oh, well, probably a whole lot more. But I've also decided that I probably bit off more than I can chew with saying that I was going to post twice a week and have, you know, tutorials, and nope, not going to work. So I figure maybe once every other week. That way I can show you that I've made progress, because I work full time and sometimes when I get home I'm just too tired even to pick up the needles. So for me to really have anything relevant to share or say, I've got to give myself some grace and some time to actually get stuff done. Anyways, that's the plan for the new year. I'm not going to let this stuff weigh me down. I'm probably going to frog 2 of the things that I mentioned and focus on the cardigan first once I get the stuff on my left done, my 2026 focus. we'll do that first. Build up my confidence, and then I'll move in that direction. Anyways, wish me luck. I'll keep you posted on the progress, and I'd love to hear what you have planned for this year, what your goals are. And it would be nice, you know, to share with each other things that work and things that don't work, so the rest of us can can learn vicariously through you. Anyways, take care, smile at someone today, and make their day. I'll see you soon. Bye.